I was on the phone with Owen Cook, the CEO of RSD, and she's like, you know Owen Cook? Hey, you know what's crazy is that he dated Kinsey Wolanski, right? You remember that? And we knew her. And then he dated Delia Rose, who we also knew. They were together. What is the likelihood? What's the probability of that?
The man's got good taste.
Yeah.
Both hotties, both successful in very different ways.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Vitaly. I was just like, dude, this guy's dated like two of my friends.
He pulls.
Yeah,
he
for
pulls.
sure.
He pulls beautiful women.
Huh?
He did. I don't think he does anymore.
Why not? What happened?
After his whole punch the stranger in her face.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, he was canceled for getting so fucked up on drugs that he assaulted a girl running. In Florida.
Okay, so I remember this.
Yeah, you know.
Okay,
he
that's
came on our
crazy.
show and talked about it, and we thought it would be cool, like a kind of a redemption, and sorry, because he didn't know this woman and he fucked her up, and then it turned into kind of like a Kinsey bashing, I don't need to be sorry. It was kind of bizarre. It didn't go where we thought it was.
Well, I don't think you don't have like the normal function of, I guess, guilt and remorse if you're able to do some of the things he was doing to make him famous in the first place. Does that make sense?
I agree.
When I watch some of streamers, like I have friends that are streamers and they're 100x more popular than me. Right, I was hanging out with Sneeko last night. Obviously he and Rolo don't get along at all. But Rolo's one of my best friends. Yeah, Rolo's one of my best friends. But I like Sneeko. He's cool. We've had dinner a couple times. And Sneeko's 100x, 200x bigger than me. And the stuff that he goes on his show and talks about, like I just would never have the gall to talk about. And so when you see that, like they're doing stuff like I don't know, man. I don't even want to go into it, but like they're deliberately getting beat up on the street. They're starting fights in Brickell. Have you seen the fights that started in Brickell?
Yeah.
Who? Sneeko?
Like, no, fucking Zerka. You remember he got that fight in Brickell against HS Tiki Taki? It was so funny because I'm like on the street and it was like live action reporting. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, just go and start a fucking OnlyFans. If you want attention, like just say that.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, I guess maybe that's the masculine version of like an OnlyFans. Like you've just fallen so low.
Streaming on Kick and then calling people out to get into fights. That's the masculine version.
You're doing like it's bottom
Or
of
Rumble,
the barrel
Rumble.
behavior.
Yeah, Rumble for sure.
Yeah, like you're no better than just, the OnlyFans that these guys are talking about. It's like, it's a little laughable. It's getting laughable. I used to be a big fan of the red pill space, and I'm not.
Why not? What's the problem with the red pill space?
And I've shared this with you before.
Sure, for sure.
Yeah, so you already know my answer. I have a real issue when Fresh and Fit, for example, wanted to debate the importance of a woman's orgasm during sex.
Right.
I take real issue with that.
Well, they want to debate it. I don't want to debate it. I like a woman's orgasm during sex because that makes them come back.
Right.
And sometimes bring a friend. So like I'm cool.
Right.
Female orgasm.
If you do it really
I totally
well,
understand.
We need everyone to experience
I've had this saying
it.
forever. Do not go through your girlfriend's phone. Just fuck her better. That's that works. But yeah,
Good man.
So the thing with red pill is this: there's no one person who speaks for it, unless you're the Daily Wire and you think Pearl Davis speaks for it, and because that's the only person they ever quote. And the problem with it is, as it is a derivative of evolutionary psychology, 2 thumbs up. But as it is a derivative of men hating women, I have no association. But there is no the red pill is just like it's a placeholder, if that makes any sense. Like it's not a thing. Like you don't get a membership card. You don't pay red pill dues. There's no red pill union handshake.
Are you saying this just to clarify? Are you saying that it's something that people kind of move through? Almost.
But it's almost
it's not like a landing space.
Think about the concept of gravity.
Okay.
Like the concept of I'm not a gravityist because I believe in gravity. It is a tool that I use, or a lens that occasionally I will use to look at the intersexual dynamics between men and women. But it's not my life. Does that make sense? And so the thing is, what'll happen is really interesting because Mac and Murphy, who's he's a psychologist, or he's studying to be a psychologist, I believe. He's a research student. And the same thing with Alex Datesike. These guys are both what would be considered blue pill evolutionary psychologists. And in their beliefs, they don't believe in the same things. But if you were to look at all, like 1,000 things that Rollo Tomasi believes in, 1,000 things that Alex Datesike believes in, 850 of those things they're going to agree on. It's just these small things that make this huge separation between people. You know what I'm saying? And then they get into huge arguments. And unfortunately, the algorithm rewards that.
Right.
You know?
Just like the algorithm on Instagram, it does reward tits and ass.
Isn't it crazy? You know how we met?
How did we meet?
The bottom floor of some mansion. Harry Grigsby was shooting you.
Yes.
And I walked in to tell Harry I was going to go to Tender Greens to go eat. And
Yes.
Oh, Tender Greens.
Yeah.
And then
the best.
so she gets in my car. She's like, "Fuck this, I want to go eat too."
Yeah.
Right? So she gets in the car, like her and Holly Wolf. and we drive to Tender Greens. This was this was like two Lexuses ago.
You're telling the whole story. Okay.
Yeah, and then from there, I was on the phone with Owen Cook, the CEO of RSD, and she's like, "You know Owen Cook?"
No, you were using verbiage.
Verbiage?
You were.
Oh no, that's right. And then we called it. Then we called it.
And I was like, I know what that means. What were you? You were using some sort of an acronym. And I was like, I know what that. And you were like,
DHB
no, you don't.
or some shit like that. Yeah.
You were like, no, you don't. And I'm all, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. And she's like, I've read the game a bunch of times.
Yeah. And then you said you knew Owen. And then I was like, oh my God.
Then you guys later on started hanging out without me.
A long time after, because the poor guy, he had to go through. I think you picked me up many a time, drunk from the club. Yeah. Maybe, hoping, or not necessarily hoping, but just thinking, oh, is tonight the night? And it just consistently was not the night. But then it was the night.
With Owen?
Yeah.
Oh, he was he's picking you up.
He would help me out because he didn't drink.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's why I hung out with Owen all the time. It was like my only friend in LA who didn't drink. You know what I'm saying?
He was one of the first people I met that didn't drink. Yeah. You and him both. And for many years, we're the only people.
This is going to sound so weird, but I just don't understand why men drink. I understand if you're a woman and you want to, you have some social anxiety or whatever, but it's like, I'm a man. Like, for instance, I've talked to several women, and I'm not recommending this by any means whatsoever. And you and I have had this discussion, but the majority of really attractive women I've talked to, I asked them the first time you had sex with a guy, were you drunk or high? About 85% of the time they say yes. And I get it, because there's an evolutionary necessity for women to have to be more picky when they have sex with a guy. Even though you can wear a condom or whatever, you're not going to have babies. Your great-great-great-grandmother 50,000 years ago, she knew sex equals babies. Yeah. So having sex with the wrong man was a disaster for you. So this is the same type of situation here, where it's you come to the realization that, you could have sex with somebody and it's not that big of a deal, but you're still good. You have apprehension. I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to what you have, but you've mentioned this before. Yeah. You have apprehension the first time you have sex with a new guy. As a man, we have none. We have no apprehension whatsoever. Let's just fucking go get it. We just don't need it. It's just not the same thing. We don't have a seduction process like women do. Anyway, so the situation with, what I was talking about before. As men, I'm like, I'm not worried about, oh no, I have to have sex. Let me get drunk. I just don't get that. Do you understand? Yeah. That's to a microcosm. The dudes who do cocaine by themselves, that is the part where I'm just completely, I totally don't understand.
I had the biggest crush on a guy that would do that, and I would just be standing there why?
What does it feel like to do cocaine?
I don't know.
You snort a bunch of powder up your nose, and then you feel like you're a superhero. It's incredible. Yeah. Don't start.
It's an energy feeling.
Yeah, I think is it like a diuretic?
You feel just amped. You feel excited. I think it's similar to the way
dopamine. Something to do with your dopamine.
I think it's similar to the way that some people get when they get drunk. And when you get drunk, it makes you think you're having fun. That's why people will stay in the same spot dancing for hours with the same shitty people, listening to the same shitty music, because they're drunk or they're on Molly, but usually a combination of both. But it tricks you into thinking that you're having fun. I think cocaine is a little bit like that, with a little extra kick. But yeah, you're chatty. You feel laughing and energetic. You're let's go here, let's go there. Everything is just that much more exciting. At least that was my experience.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that before. I liked hanging out with drunken people. I just didn't never want to do it. I guess maybe I just never wanted to give up control.
Now I'm like that. Now I'm kind of oh, okay, that's so fun. Look at these drunk people. And then about 90 minutes in, I'm like, okay, I gotta go,
so
guys.
I don't go to a club for more than an hour.
Right.
I only go to a club. We'll go on stage. Me and Kindly will go see Dead Mouse. We'll be up there for 45 minutes. He'll play Ghosts and stuff, and then we fucking dip. That's always the way it was.
And it's not because I'm bothered, and I don't think you're bothered either. I think we're just okay, what's next?
The only person I would stay for 2 hours, I won't say his name because one of us in this room used to date him. That's the only DJ I would stay in the room for 2 hours. That's the only guy. And I've seen that guy play. I've seen that guy play 54 times. I'm not even kidding. Okay. Every time he would play, I would stand right by.
Wow.
I would stand 54. Right by. Dude, I love dubstep so much, and he was the only DJ here who would play it. It was it wasn't just that he was great. It was he was the only guy playing the music I liked at the big clubs that I wanted to go to. So I would go every single time. Anyway, so just guys think Grammy, dubstep.
Very talented.